The world we live in today promotes being cold-hearted, promotes, they call it as being stoic, right? They call it as stoicism. They call it being rational. And the truth is that if you look at the world around you, we have an epidemic of people who are cold as fuck, people who have no empathy for each other, people who've been played a lot, especially with dating. I remember I was on Tinder for a few years. I was on Tinder. I remember because I was lazy to meet people outside of like online. And there you met some of the coldest motherfuckers on the planet. And when I say cold, I mean they're able to smile in your face, like you, but then instantly freaking disappear on you like that, right? And you have an epidemic of people who don't know how to have normal human relationships, who don't know how to open up, who don't know how to be vulnerable, who don't know how to show people that they care without self-reflecting, without thinking how they're coming across. In my opinion, true confidence is letting people see your flaws. True confidence is letting people see that you're also a weak human being, that you value their opinion, that if you don't like me back, it's gonna hurt me, and that if you leave me, I'm gonna be sad, but I will get over it, right? A lot of people don't want to see people see that vulnerable side, the side that hurts. They only want people to see the side that recovers, the side that's strong, the side that stands with its head up. The truth is that that's not how life is. Life is full of disappointments. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be rejected. It's okay to have a series of rejection and have bad luck. We all try to hide a very normal human part of being human, which is failure, you know? And this trauma, because it is a certain trauma, it is a level of trauma, because first of all, humans today have less capacity for trauma because we've been so coddled. Our bodies have less capacity to take on certain bacteria and certain types of food. We have lower immune systems emotionally. And the reason why is because of all of the loss and betrayal that we experience on a daily basis. The envy, the jealousy that we feel on a daily basis is a drip, drip, drip type of phenomenon. And this consistent pain, consistent sense of isolation, creates emotional walls as a defense mechanism that protects them from any ongoing pain. They develop a a protective mechanism for that, right? And as a result, people develop disillusionment and cynicism, because the repeated disappointment creates a sense of disillusionment with life and people, and could cause people to be more cynical and just emotionally distant. They say, why bother? Why try? Why love? Why try to get what I want? Why try to get this person to like me? This person's not going to like me. I always get rejected. You know, I'm not that attractive. I don't have no friends. And this sense of like, you start to predict disappointment. You start to predict negative things from happening. And because you start to predict these types of disappointments, your defenses go up because you think everywhere you go, you're going to get attacked. So as a result, you hide behind a veneer of emotional walls, of pain and the ego. And this veneer cracks every now and then, but a lot of times we learn how to keep ourselves protected through isolation. By the way, if you feel like you become a cold-hearted motherfucker, right, and you want to get out of that mental space, or you're noticing that this is causing problems in your relationships, and you want to know what to do to rescue your relationships, to make sure that the people around you don't leave you, what are you doing wrong? Or maybe you want to hear my opinion on your case. Sometimes listening to my videos is not enough because it's not specific enough. Sometimes you need to talk to literally me so I can hear your problem and give you customized advice. You could do that today. You can click in the description down below where it says work with me one-on-one, and you can have a one-on-one session today. All right, so I'll see you guys inside, and let's continue with the video. We start to isolate ourselves when we feel scared. We start to isolate ourselves when we feel attacked, when we feel lonely. You see this a lot with drug addiction. One of the components that you're getting addicted to the drug is that you stop doing the drugs with your friends and you start to isolate yourself. The reason for that is because of pain. The pain that you experience is so powerful and so incredible that you learn to numb the pain. And this numbness of the pain doesn't just numb the pain, it numbs everything about you. It's not just a localized numbness like a doctor putting it in your mouth, right? Pause. It's an anesthetic that spreads throughout your whole spiritual body, and it makes you numb. I've met people like that. I've been like that at one point where um I just I remember I felt there have been points in my life where I didn't know what I was feeling. Like I wrote, I remember writing in my diary where I would say, I don't feel nothing. Um, I feel no emotions. I feel empty inside. Usually, the empty emotions you feel, the emptiness is really an emotion. Like emptiness is an emotion, and that emptiness is an emotion that you have not observed. What tends to happen with emotions is that they rot if you don't look at them. It's like a baby. If you don't look at a baby, little motherfucker baby will die. If you don't observe your emotions, rather you push them away through distractions, isolation, mental patterns that protects you from your own self, it tends to rot in the emotion like meat that's outside for too long. And that sensation of emptiness is really just unobserved emotions. And people go throughout their whole lives cold as fuck on the inside, like a thawed meat that's ready to rot. People just go throughout their lives that way, and because of that, they stop relating with people. They don't really connect with people anymore. They expect negative experiences from every person that they encounter, that they fail to really notice every person's individuality. They have learned to process people in an automatic, unconscious way. Rather than saying, okay, who is this person? This person might be different. You say, okay, this person's just like everyone. Like the last person who fucking hurt me, this person's gonna hurt me too. So let me make sure I protect myself because they're just like everyone. And you know what happens? You stop connecting with the world. You're actually interacting with your own fantasies, with your own pain. I was watching a show yesterday that kind of like showed me something about myself that I didn't know. I was watching Blade Runner, and Blade was interacting with a robot, and the robot was telling her sweet things. The robot will kiss him. It's a holographic robot, and he had a relationship with the robot. And I was watching him. I was like, yo, this is pathetic. But then I was like, wait a minute. This looks like when I used to do like crazy amount of drugs, man. Like, because he's interacting with a robot. I was interacting with the drugs. I was home doing it, having fun. But in reality, I was in my own fantasies. I was experiencing the effects of the drug. So because of that, I wasn't really interacting with the world. I was creating an experience in my mind that allowed me to connect with that experience, but disconnect from the world and my emotions. And the more you're in that space, that disconnected space, the more disconnected from reality. It's like Inception, right? They say that the more, you know, the movie Inception, how the deeper you get into the inception, the harder it is to get out, right? It's like you stay so long in this fantasy world that you start to mistake it for reality. And that's how you develop that coldness, because you're not connected to reality. You're inside, you're self-absorbed. You're not really looking. The world is changing. The world wants to rescue you, but you're just inside in your own mind, in your own pain. So what tends to happen? Well, first of all, because you're not connected with reality, you're gonna have a lot of problems socially. You're gonna have a lot of disconnection. You're gonna have a lot of misunderstandings. You're gonna hurt a lot of people, right? The isolation will lead to social isolation. It will develop creepy social feedback in your face. Like you're gonna develop weird habits socially, right? Because of isolation. Because people give you feedback. If you're being weird, when you're around people, people actually take you back to normalcy through peer pressure or through you noticing. But because you're so isolated, you start to develop really weird habits. If you notice, the most serial killers, a lot of them live isolated, and they don't know how weird their life is because they just don't get feedback from people, right? Your relationships will struggle because of lack of emotional reciprocity. You stop being able, your human receptors of other people and reacting to them get cold, get worn out, or even unused. And those neural pathways that you use to socialize get weaker and weaker. And each time it gets weaker, the harder it is to go back. And because of that, you develop more mental health issues, depression, anxiety, a sense of emptiness. And it's reflected in your face, or better yet, you numb yourself to those emotions that your face stop receiving those emotional signals and you just look like a cold motherfucker.
All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.